What's up, my writing weirdos? Hey, I am BC, and of course you know where you are. This is BC Brown Books, and we're doing something a little bit different, getting weird with words tonight. We are doing May Writing Promptathon! Dun, dun, dun. This is the amazing idea, of course, of the fantastic Sam Wicker writer, whose YouTube channel is actually Wicker Sam Writer. Oh, wait, no, Writer Sam Wicker. I do that every time. She's linked down below. And so we are going to have some writing prompts tonight that I'm going to be tossing up here. We'll do 20-minute sprints when we do these. And so basically here in just a moment, we're going to get started chatting a little bit and then doing these prompts. And then I will have my fantastic co-hosts that I have here, Ms. Sako Toomey, Ms. Laura Nettles, and Ms. Lauren, also known formerly Divided by Sight. So one moment, and let's have a little bit of me and then a whole lot of them. All right, my weirdos. So like I said, I am basically going to let everybody chat. And then I will come back and kind of hit the rules and how we're going to do this and submit these things. So Sako, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Void. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, you can find videos on the topic on my channel, which is also linked in the description below.
Okay, and Laura?
My name is Laura Nettles. I have a channel called Laura Nettles where I document my writing journey. I mostly write horror, and I just got another story accepted today.
Holy crap!
In a Lovecraft magazine.
Yes!
So I'm so excited.
That's awesome. So excited.
So it's turned into a celebration stream too.
Yeah. So that's me, horror and writing.
Awesome. Laura is also linked down below. Laura is also linked down below. For a second, I thought I said Lauren. So this is gonna be me swapping names all night. Yeah, it's gonna be me swapping names all night. So, all right, Lauren, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
So, I'm Lauren. My channel is Divided by Sight, but it'll be changing next month because I decided to merge my real name, YouTube, and my pen name together. Yeah, I kind of like a light bulb to rebrand myself, so that's exciting.
Awesome.
Rebranding is always fun.
Yeah, and I write poetry, fantasy, and paranormal romance. I just released a book of poetry on Amazon called Ignited Melodies, and I wrote a book with my sister Nicole the Blind Mage, and it's called Hunted the Mortal Kiss. And I'm going to finish draft 0 of the sequel.
Cool. I wish I could be like, I just finished a book and put it out, but not yet. Sako and I are getting there.
We're working there. We're working on it.
So, all right, everybody. So there is a link down below in the description box that is a form that we will be submitting all of our product based on the prompts for the night. I can talk, yeah. So I'm also I'm also going to pop it over in the chat so that you all have it. We're going to do 20-minute sprints for this. I'm going to toss out a writing prompt, and you are more than welcome to take the prompt as is. Like if it's clearly kind of a horror thing, to just go with it as a horror thing. But you're also welcome to adapt it and try to make it into something that is what you normally write, kind of a thing. Or do a weird hybrid. Who knows? Could be fun. Could be fun. I want to say hey to all of our lovelies that are out there, our lovely weirdos. Christina is here. Not a stream without Mr. Devin cutting.
Devin!
Melanie is here, excited to hang out with us for a bit. It has been a while, Melanie. Glad I could see you. It's been a while that oh, thank you. Appreciate that. It's been a while since I've been so intermittent with my streams lately, and it's just because like life stuff has been.
Yeah, life gets in the way. Why can't we just be paid to write and do nothing else? That'd be cool.
I mean,
right?
I do get paid to write, just not to write this stuff.
Yeah.
You
They paid to write other stuff, marketing, copy, and like stuff like that. But gotta do this stuff instead. This is stuff I want to do. Mint Ghost is in the house. So a mint ghost must be like whenever you walk through a cold spot, but you also at the same time get a breath of peppermint, like sniffles of peppermint as you walk through a cold spot. That's a mint ghost. Now you know mint ghost has been there.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is okay. Just chaotic.
I was distracted subtitling my video. I'm sorry. I was late.
It happens.
Squirrel.
Most people who come to my streams in general know they rarely start right on time. It's usually about between the 3 and 5 minute after mark that it starts. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Carrie. Oh, where was I at? Oh, StreamYard.
Come back.
StreamYard. There we go. Aw, Melanie, that's so nice. Saying beautiful people on my screen. If y'all have been live for a few minutes, I didn't know because YouTube didn't refresh properly. Yeah.
YouTube. Bad YouTube.
Chandra's here. Hey, Chandra. Hey, girl. Devin sending some congratulations to Laura. Also, Melanie doing the same thing. Oh, my God. A Lovecraft magazine. That's amazing. Congrats. And more congratulations from Mint Ghost and from Chandra. Melanie says, I did that during my stream last week with the Lauren us.
And then Lorna.
Laurens. And I'm bad. I'm really bad with names anyway.
It was pretty bad in my major. There was Laura's, Laurens, and Laurens.
Oh, geez.
Wow. That really sucks.
That was half of the girls in the major. We're all variations of my name.
What was the major? Because I'm feeling like
Animation.
Animation.
Okay.
Don't know if there's some strange correlation between girls with Laura type names. But anyway.
Oh, thank you. I got a whole system of magnetic lashes, and I'm giving them a test drive tonight, and I am loving it.
They looked like they went on really easy. She was literally putting them on as she was popping up on the screen, and I was bringing her in backstage.
I'm using these.
Wait, did you say magnetic?
Yeah. The eyeliner is magnetic, and there are little magnets on the eyelashes, and
they're supposedly great. I don't usually wear any kind of eye makeup because I get raccoon no matter what, no matter how high quality it is, no matter how professional it is. I just have really oily eyes. And so I usually just avoid that in general, which is not typically a problem because I wear glasses anyway. And so most people don't even look at my eyes. That's why I'm like, here's my nice bright red lipstick, everybody.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so people don't look at my eyes. But friends that are heavy into their eye makeup, especially my friends that are heavy into the beautiful lush lashes, are like, these magnetic lashes are the bomb. So I was like, what will they come up with next? All right. So again, this was the link to the form that we will be submitting the prompt products from. You can, if you want, you can choose to hold your submission until the very end if you want, and challenge yourself to combine all the prompts into one piece. Or it would be more fun if you went ahead and just submitted one each time, because I just think that would be more fun. I am going to do my best to read them out so that we can hear what people came up with. And then, of course, what we will be doing is picking all of us will be picking our favorites. And then like saying what is the favorite out of that particular sprint. And then out of all the favorites that are picked from the sprints, which we will probably do about 3 sprints tonight, then we will pick between them for the top tier favorite, who will get the promotion from all of us participating in the Promptathon this month on our channels and our social medias and things like that. So
For the month of June.
For the month of June. You'll be promoted in the month of June by all of us. I think all of us.
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So Charlie is here. I always want to say it Charlie because they put a space in between. There's like a little bit of extra, so it's like you feel like you gotta drag the name out. Yeah. Charlie. And Kat is here. Kitty Cat in the house.
Hey.
Giving some congratulations to
Thank
Laura
you.
as well. Oh,
Plus, I'm just gonna say it seems like Laura has been in every stream. How do you do it? You don't sleep.
she's chosen not to sleep for the month of May.
Usually for the ones during the day, I'll like align my lunch hour to it.
Good
And
girl.
then I get off work, and so then I'll be on the ones at night.
Yeah.
I'm smart.
I have missed so many just because of work. I'm like, I can watch them, but I can't really participate because I'm in all these like training classes and everything right now. So I can kind of
Yeah.
like watch them going on, but I can't
You can
like
watch the
interact.
replay.
Yeah, I can watch the replay, but for me, the fun is the interaction. And so, like, I don't know. But I've at least been able to watch some of the replays and be like, hey, those were cute. Like some of the stories have been really fun. I'm not putting any limits on the stories themselves. They could be flash. They could be poetry. They could be haikus. They could be
not a novel.
just not a novel. They could be as many words as you could write within that 20 minutes, which I'm thinking most people on most streams, like really high tier productive writers on most streams, can maybe push out 800 or 900 words
Oof.
in a 20-minute sprint.
Not me. I'm a slow writer.
Same.
I'm a slow writer too. So, but there are some like Caro. She's a very fast writer.
Yeah.
Mallory is a very fast writer. Like there are just some really fast writers, and it's like crazy.
I mean, like sometimes it takes me half the sprint just to get my brain to work.
Yeah,
I know, right?
that's
Yeah.
usually the first half of the sprint for me, where I'm going,
What's the story?
what's the story? I need an outline. Mango says, yes, that's exactly what it means. No one else has ever known what it meant. It's where you walk through cold chill and it smells like mint. My Atlantic teacher life, I get paid to teach kiddos, but find writing is turning into a non-paid job at times.
Oh, yeah.
It is. And Mitgos also constantly eats mints. So Key is here. Greetings and hallucinations as well to you, Key. Renee Strength is here. Hello, lovely Renee.
Hi.
Not just in the class, Melanie says, but the major. Something to do with that major and the Lars. And so Kat can post video on their channel, just can't stream. Been busy with school, didn't have content to put on the channel.
Gotcha.
I don't even know, why couldn't you stream? Or
They
why?
thought
What,
she was a minor.
Yeah.
really?
That's
I mean-
stupid.
Granted, Kat, you do look young, but there are lots of minors that have channels, post content, stream. I mean, CB, she posts content and she streams, and she's
And
16.
she's a minor. She's
Yeah.
a minor.
She's 16, so I don't get
CB
that.
streams.
I mean, she
CB
co-hosts
CB Friends.
CB
Oh, okay,
Friends, yeah.
different CB.
Yeah,
Different CB.
but yeah, CB Friends. She streams. She posts videos. They're fucking hilarious. I love them. But yeah, she posts content specifically geared towards being a teenage writer, of being a young adult who writes young adult. And so, I mean, and they're, yeah. Anyway, so that's stupid. Doesn't seem right. School is crazy busy. Best of luck with everything. Yeah, I do hope to see you, post again, Kat. I always love your videos. Liked when you could stream too. That was pretty much, you were like you and Sage were like the main reason I decided I got to go over to Twitch now more often. But I'm not loving on Twitch as much as I thought I was going to. Melanie says this is their first time being able to participate in a Promptathon stream. A great way to get the creative juices flowing. This is probably
I
going
agree.
to be, yeah, I think it'll be really fun for everybody. I am going to stress out about, I am going to stress out.
Sorry.
That's okay, it happens. I'm going to stress out about it big time because, like, when I'm drafting, I'm like, I don't like people to see things until I'm ready for them to see things. And that's usually after I've had time to let it marinate in my thoughts, and you don't have time to do that with a prompt. So
I've been posting all my Promptathon writings on my blog.
I should
Cool.
do the same.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Cool.
It's fun.
you know what I might do is I might, if they're going to be something more than what they are, I might go ahead and create minis out of them,
Mhm.
clean them up, and then send them out to my patrons.
That's cool.
And then
And then-
eventually let other folks have them. But
Yeah.
my patrons get everything first, pretty much. Chandra says that they didn't know that they were going to be participating, but got all their work done today. So this is a treat.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, Melanie, same. Does work.
What are words?
What are words? Christina is drinking, listening to Wilson Phillips, but they're back though. Also, remember to like the stream. Thank you. Don't forget to
Yay.
smash. If you're not already subscribed, you should get weird with my buttons. I like it. I really enjoy it. Melanie to Christina, now that's a fun Saturday night, in my opinion. It is. Listening to 80s and 90s like chill music and just like drinking a little wine. Usually it involves me also dancing around the house like slightly half naked, which
you're drinking wine. What else are you gonna do?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, like the roommate, so our roommate is getting ready to move out, and I was like, I bet you're not going to miss when you're like trapped in your room for hours just because I've decided to play 80s and drink wine and dance through the house half naked. And he's like, you never told me I had to stay in my room. I was just being like respectful, but he's like, but it will be. He's like, and I don't want to, just walk out and make you feel uncomfortable. Or whatever. He's like, so it would be kind of nice. He's like, but it's not like you do that all the time. That's like a once every couple of weeks kind of a thing.
Every couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's like, it's not like it's every third night or something, He's like, it's about once every couple of weeks that you just, are feeling like really frisky like that and just want to do the whole risky business vibe,
Indeed.
But my Atlantic Teacher Live, trying to decide whether I am going to work on my post-apocalyptic magic world building or continue with my religious
Ooh.
cult camp nano novel for this live.
I'm gonna
What?
vote for the
Are you-
cult camp nano
I'm gonna vote for the
project.
first one.
Oh.
Oof.
Tiebreaker. Tiebreaker.
I'm going cult. I'm going culty. So are you gonna try Carrie to tie the prompts into that? Is that what you're going with tonight, or
Ooh.
are you just using this as a normal stream? Because that's fine too. If y'all don't want to do the writing prompts and you just want to be productive on your shit, be productive on your shit. It's all good.
I mean, either way, you can't go wrong.
Yes, Melanie, get weird with my buttons. Does need to be a quote on my merch. I have actually a design for it. I just haven't put it up on my merchandise store yet.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Christina. Oh yeah, hairbrush microphone in the kitchen and everything. I don't usually use the hairbrush microphone. I will usually grab something microphone-ish nearby. So for me, it's usually like one of my little skeleton lawn gnomes, because these are like all over the house and they're like really good, like microphone,
Or the wine bottle.
the wine bottle, the glass itself, or I'll just cell phone it, you know.
Yeah.
But Chandra says cult, and Carrie is saying people decide in the chat for me. Yes, you will be in. She'll be putting the prompts in. That's fun.
Nice.
Melanie says cult. Mint Ghost says cult.
Oh, of course,
Okay.
Mint Ghost says cult.
I think we got a cult thing going on so far. Melanie is going to challenge themselves and write the prompts by hand tonight. More power to you. I suck at writing when I try and write by hand.
Dude,
Lovely spins.
I can't even read my handwriting.
I can't either.
It's sloppy.
Like it starts off good for like 5 sentences, and then it's just like, oh, that's one big long
Gibberish.
I'm like, hey, it looks like Sanskrit. And all of a sudden,
Yeah. Like, what did I write?
yeah. Christina says magic world building because nonconformist Christina is coming out. I think you might be outvoted so far. We had a lot of cult votes.
No, I want to win.
No, dang it, no. Melanie, I don't edit as much when writing by hand. I guess that's kind of no, because see, I would be scratching stuff out constantly. I'd be like, I don't even like the way I wrote that. Let's scratch that out.
Let's just restructure that sentence entirely. Yeah,
exactly. All right, everybody. So I am going to put the form in the chat again. If you don't pull it out of the chat, that's fine. Again, it will be linked down below. You can pull it there. And we are going to get around to our first prompt. And I am using a prompt generator by Servicescape.
Oh, nice.
And it allows me to sort by genre.
Can you randomize the genre?
That's what I'm checking. I should have played with this before yes, I can. Okay, cool. So dun 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 dun. Okay, so our first writing prompt that came up randomized is holidays romance.
Holidays romance. Oh, wow. Okay.
Right up your alley, Sako.
Yeah, this is
Weren't we just talking about this the other night?
All right, so here is the writing prompt number 720. Sometimes love at first sight means via social media, right? When you double tap the Instagram promotion for a new holiday basket company, you never expected anything to come of it, let alone for the owner of the company to message you or to spend all of Christmas Eve night chatting with handsome businessmen. Again, I'll repeat it. Writing prompt, holidays, romance, genre. That's loot. That's you can play with that a little bit. Sometimes love at first sight means via social media, right? When you double tap the Instagram promotion for a new holiday basket company, you never expected anything to come of it, let alone for the owner of the company to message you or to spend all of Christmas Eve night chatting with handsome businessmen. I am going to leave the prompt up on the screen. I am not going to do a timer on the screen, mainly because I didn't prepare to be able to do that. But I will make sure that once a timer is starting to count down on my phone, that I unmute myself so that you can hear the timer going off. Okay?
Sounds fair.
So let's get this party started. Okay, hold on. I'm being like really annoying. And I want to do a 20-minute timer.
Looks like it's businessman singular.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Or to spend.
It's just.
Okay, a businessman, or hey, why not businessmen? We could do polyamory.
With handsome businessman.
Now it's a party.
Yes, that was a potty, y'all. Let's do a 20-minute timer. All right, and oops.
Can you zoom in on the prompt? Just like control scroll or whatever.
I might be able
Make it
to.
bigger.
I might be able to. Let me see. Oops. Wrong screen. Oh, it'll only let me get
There you
so
go.
big. There we go.
Looks
That
still
is
better
about
than
a-
what it was.
Yeah, that's as large as I can get it without it cutting off the bottom half. So, all right. So we are going to be sprinting in 3, 2, 1. Sprinting prompt. 5 minutes left. And Laura will now be working through her heart attack I gave her. Two minutes left, weirdos. Beepity beep, beepity beep, y'all. You know what that means. It is the end of the writing sprint. It looks like we lost Lauren due to Wi-Fi issue with stupid weather. Well, hopefully all is good. So Chandra had a good question. They said that they are done, but they're confused. Is the form to submit the story, or do we leave it in the chat? You can do it either way, whatever you're most comfortable with. I would prefer the form. It'll help keep it a little more organized and in one place. And also, we know we get finite amount of characters in the chat. So if you wrote Flash and it can fit in the chat, no problem.
The form's not working quite right.
The form's not working quite right?
So the bottom one, it has a bunch of pseudo-English, and you can't replace it. Unless I open it.
Hold on. Let me go and check that, because that should not be there.
Yeah, title, and then all that. It wouldn't let me replace any of that.
Hold on. Let me see if I can't fix it. And refresh it. Okay. So if I've refreshed it. So look at the form now and see.
Now that part's completely gone.
Like completely?
Now it ends with, did you adapt the prompt? Usually you can add a paragraph type of answer.
Yeah. And that's what I did. Okay. So
maybe
let me
make a new one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. I really haven't made too many forms before, so bear with me, y'all. And I'll get this straightened out. Add a section. Yes. Should be. Able to add to that.
On the plus, is there a long answer form?
Huh?
On the plus of that little pop-up, there's the document and the little title image for the plus.
Okay.
Is there
Okay, let's see. Let's just... Oh, damn it.
Yeah, the plus at the top of that little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a long answer.
Well, so no, it says add question.
Yeah, and the question could be a long answer form, I think.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Instead of multiple choice, do long answer.
Got it.
Yeah, paragraph.
Paragraph. Okay, cool. I'm going to get rid of this guy here. Need that. Okay. Oh, it got rid of all of it. Ugh. Really? All right. That section. Fine. What the... I didn't want all of this crap. Fine. Form's gonna be a little weird looking, everybody. But rid of this damn thing. There it is. And clicky this thing. Get rid of that thing. Okay. That should be it. All right. So. Cool. Carrie's like, I'm a pro at Google Forms. Yeah. No, you weren't doing anything wrong, Chandra. I apparently didn't do the form right. But there we go.
The form just wants your email and your name now, and then submits.
Seriously? Let me go back. I mean, y'all can see what I'm working with here. It's got it. So it's got section 2.
So instead of name, should I put my story instead of name?
Yeah, I guess.
Unless you want to add a third section for the story.
Okay, so just put your name, dash, and then the story in the name spot, everybody. Because it's being stupid. Carrie's like, teaching virtually has its perks. Spence did some beta reading. Yes, I will be giving different prompts with each sprint.
Oh.
Yeah. So I will be giving different prompts with each sprint. You can... I'm pretty, easygoing. You can choose to go ahead and keep working on the first sprint if you want, or you could be real fun and try and figure out how to get the second sprint or the second prompt into the first prompt and wed them together. Or you can just do a whole new project. So give everybody a chance to do the get a chance to submit. And Melanie's like, okay, contemporary romance may be a new genre I need to write in more. This is fun.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, this is fun. Did you get everybody repotted okay?
Not everybody.
Not everybody?
How was this? Was it?
No, hold on, guys, I'm going to mute for a second while everybody does that.
And
Did you have fun with that, Saka?
I stared at a blank screen for 20 minutes. That's pretty much what happened.
I did for about the first 5. Like, I was just like staring at it like, what the hell? Holiday romance? I don't write this kind of stuff. I have a pen name. That I have set aside. Like, I have it established. I have its social media presence. I even have a website ready for it and ready to go to write romance under at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, all of my other projects just take up too much of my time for me to even, I get these romance ideas and I put them in I've got a file, a folder dedicated to my pen name on my drive. But yeah, like, I never get the time to actually work on them because I would rather be working on the other things. So, all right.
I got 552 words.
Nice. Cool. So it looks like Melanie got 715 words. Carrie got 396.
Nice.
Mint Ghost is in the I didn't get nothing category.
Mint Ghost and I in the same corner of the room, absolutely.
I did get a couple of words done. Where was I at with that? Hold on. There it is. Let's see. Tools, word counts. I got 378.
Nice.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not mad at it or anything. For a 20-minute sprint, that's pretty decent. And Melanie's just like, I'm a fast typer. Decided to type instead of handwrite.
Yeah.
Charlie is on to editing chapter 5. Cool. All right, so did everybody get their forms submitted? I know Melanie said that they are going to submit theirs at the end. That's perfectly fine if you want to submit it at the end.
Yeah.
So we could do that. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Now, let me see how I go and get the response. There are the responses. Okay. So to be fair, I guess it's fair. I don't know. I can, do you guys want me to read mine first? Do you want me to read mine last?
You can go first.
Okay. You can go.
Set our expectations.
Yeah. Okay, let's grab it. All right. So I didn't get very far into the story because y'all know I'm a novelist, so it's not flash fiction. All right. Marcus Yoon sneered as his best friend Melanie snatched his phone from his hand and double-tapped the Instagram post he'd been ranting about for the past 10 minutes. Coffee shop patrons bustled around them, doing their best to remain distanced, but jostling for the reduced seating as it came available. Heifer, Marcus snapped, standing and leaning over the table and stretched for his phone. Melanie, tall and leggy from her Nordic ancestry, easily leaned backward in her chair and held it just out of the much shorter Korean man's reach. Why'd you do that? Because you wouldn't, she said. The two paused, he ridiculously leaning across the table, and she rocked so far backward in her chair, her arm extended even further behind her, and the photo in question staring at Marcus as if gloating. Are you two getting up to leave, or the college guy, the college-aged guy with pastry and iced coffee in hand stopped at the edge of the table, expectant eyes raised above his love is love mask. Marcus growled under his breath and sat with an exaggerated sigh. No, sorry, Melanie said and smiled innocently at the man. His head bobbed to and fro and his shoulders raised and fell as he ambled away in search of an open table. Melanie eyed her friend. If I give you your phone back, will you not untap the photo? He crossed his arms. I lost my spot. He crossed his arms over his chest and pursed his lips in irritation. No. You're so damn stubborn, she said with a sigh. I am not, Marcus squealed. Mel rolled her eyes. Just give me my damn phone. She sighed again and leaned back upright, settling her front chair legs on the ground once more. Fine, you big... The phone's notification chirp cut her off. Marcus shot up and grabbed at his phone again, but Melanie kept it just out of reach, angling to read the notification. Well, who is it? He demanded and crossed his arms back over his chest, looking away from her and his phone in anger. Holy shit, Melanie barked and shoved the phone in his direction across the table's surface. It's him! Marcus pivoted back to face his friend, mouth agape. It couldn't be. You're shitting me, right? No, it's the owner of that picture. That's as far as I got. All right. Yeah, I don't write anything short, like ever. That's going to end up probably being like way more stuff. So, all right. One of the first ones that we got from Ms. Chandra.
Yay!
She double-tapped the image of the holiday basket, not pausing to read past the initial lines of text declaring the chocolate and wine hers if she liked the page, followed, and left a comment. She left an emoji with heart eyes and kept scrolling past the family pictures with matching pajamas and Christmas trees. This year, she was spending Christmas alone. A red circle with a white one in the center appeared over the airplane in the corner of her feed, and she tapped a finger to open the message. Like what you see? She read. What? She didn't recognize the name or the person's face. Do I know you? She asked. You liked my post about the wine and the chocolates, he said. She tapped to open his profile. The post she had liked was in the top corner, left corner. Holiday giveaway. Where'd it go? Holiday giveaway. You could win this wine and chocolate basket hand delivered to your door with a holiday date included. You don't have to face your friends and family alone this holiday. We'll get you through with season's cheer to spare. Oh no, she said. Oh no, oh no, oh no. So where am I meeting you? He said. You won't. You won. That's as far as she got.
Nice.
Very nice. I like it. All right, Lauren and Ms. Lauren Nettles. Laura
You want me to
Nettles.
read mine?
Go right ahead.
Okay. Just so you don't have to read everything.
Okay.
Okay. Holiday basket. I adjust my short dress as I run to the door and answer it. There upon my doorstep is the most handsome man I had seen in years. The stubble along his chiseled jaw, piercing eyes, and scarred eyebrow all caught my interest. Hello? I asked, not sure why this angel or demon, I wasn't sure yet, had appeared before me. Your basket. He lifts a stunning basket with champagne, sweets, and 2 fluted glasses so I could inspect it. Oh, why thank you. You were so prompt, I wasn't expecting you. I mean the basket, so soon. You had oh my gosh. I switched to second person.
Oh.
First draft.
I had managed to get my lipstick on. Oh my gosh, it's still second person, but not my eye makeup yet. Apologies, should I come back later? He looks down, his slightly crooked nose at me with those gorgeous eyes. No, that won't be necessary. Do come in. Please put it on the table. I sweep aside and hold the door open wide to let the man of my dreams through. Luckily, I had cleaned up all the decimated wrapping paper extras from wrapping presents all day for my nieces and nephews. The shimmering boxes were now piled under the modest tree in the living room that was in the same open space as the dining room. Your home is lovely, Rachel. He remembers my name. A shiver runs up my spine. Almost as lovely as you. I feel my face heat up. It must be red. Thank you, Richard. He places the basket on the table and leans against a pushed-in chair. So what are you doing tonight? He asks. Nothing special. Just watching Charlie Brown Christmas. It's tradition. And you got all dressed up for it. Must be special to you. Well, yes, it would. I would always watch it with my father before I left home. Do you have plans this evening? My voice is small but strong. He looks at the basket and smiles. No, I don't. You are my only delivery tonight. Oh? I smile. I was surprised the president of the company would make any personal deliveries at all, to be honest. Usually I don't, but your smile was so captivating, I just had to come and see it for myself. I know I'm red now. You stalked me on Instagram. Maybe. He grinned a sly smile. Would you like to watch the movie with me? I blurt out. Horrified, I covered my mouth. You don't have to. I mean, you probably need to go. It's Christmas Eve and all that. He slides up to me and gently takes one of my hands in his. It would be my pleasure to spend the evening with you. Need me to do anything? My heart is in my throat. This gorgeous man is willing to spend his Christmas Eve with me, on my couch, watching a cartoon. He deserved the basket, not my boss. I could get him another one anyway after New Year's. Sit on the couch. I'll be right there. I pop the cork and pour the champagne. Together we sit in the warm embrace of the sofa. We inch closer and closer together. My lipstick is staining my glass, and soon it's staining his lips. We break apart after the kiss and just snuggle. Santa has nothing on Richard.
Nice. All right. So.
Second person!
Second person? What the hell did I do there? First draft woes. Chandra's like, I don't usually write romance. I write tragedy.
I know, right?
Exactly.
I write paranormal murder mysteries. So I'm always killing somebody and there's always blood everywhere. And I'm like, holiday romance, huh?
Blood,
However,
tentacles, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, if you do have that stock document that has all your little romance ideas.
I do.
However, so.
But I've never been able to actually sit and write them. Like,
Right, sure.
like when I initially started A Touch of Darkness, I thought it was going to be a paranormal romance when I started it. And then I realized that yes, it has a romance in it, and that's kind of a big part of the first book. It's not for the rest of the series. And then it just took on a whole more gruesome thing when she had to like solve the murders of all these kids and like all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely not a paranormal romance. It's like not really focused on that. There is some romance, there is some sex, but other than that, you know, kind of a thing. Devin did some brainstorming, always
Nice.
good. Chandra said that hers was 200 words. Charlie says, I love romance and I try so hard to write romance, but I seem to always forget that people have to kiss and live in happy endings. It's hard to not kill off one of my MCs who will most likely be a love interest.
I know, right?
There are some of us that just lean that way. Chandra's like, I don't mind the kissing, but I always seem to kill someone and there's no happily ever after.
There's no happily ever after in my stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Melanie says, not gonna lie, I almost used Nettles as my MC's surname.
Heck yeah.
I was sitting here like trying to like name people and I'm like, nope, no Laurens, no Lauras, no Sacos, no Casses. I was like, no Melanie. But then I didn't get Melanie. Like Melanie still ended up in my story. I was trying not to use people's names, but I was trying to.
Mint.
Yeah, I'm like, it should just be Mint. Yeah. Okay, and then let's see. So Melanie loved it. And Melanie did decide to send over the first prompt. That's okay. I got ADHD. I know what it means. You're like, I'm going to do one thing. And then you're like 3 seconds later, you're like, nope. Do something different. All right, so I'm going to read Melanie's. Sandra Davis was finally alone after a tumultuous day of Zoom calls with different social media managers from around the country. With no one in the cubicles outside her glass-walled corner office, she turned off the lights, shut her laptop, and slouched in her chair while kicking off her kitty heels. Oh, sweet solace, she sighed as she let her toes and feet stretch. Shutting her eyes, Sandra breathed easy for the first time since, well, she couldn't remember. A sharp rap on the door jolted her from her brief escape. Sandra's eyes darted to the culprit of the disturbance, grimacing when she realized it was Peggy McGintis, her secretary. Not wanting to get up out of her chair, Sandra waved her in. I'm so sorry to disturb you, President Davis. It's fine, Sandra said, trying not to grit her teeth when she interrupted Peggy. What is it? A solemn expression clouded her secretary's face. I just got word from Justine that you're receiving messages on your business account with Instagram, apparently in response to an ad you clicked on. Oh, for fuck's sake, Sandra thought, getting up without bothering to put her shoes back on. She was in her own office after hours. Who cares if she walked around barefoot? She went over to the door and escorted Peggy to the high-back leather chair that sat across from her desk. What exactly did Justine say? Sandra asked, gesturing for Peggy to take a seat and opening up her laptop again. She checked her Apple Watch as the machine booted up. Shouldn't you have left over 2 hours ago? I'm not paying overtime when it's unscheduled, especially on a holiday. Peggy let her chin fall to her chest. I don't have anyone to go home to. Oh, I'm so sorry, Peggy. This time, her secretary waved as if the Freudian slip was no big deal. It's all right. It's just that, well, I knew you'd be here to decompress after all your meetings, and I figured I'd wait with you so neither of us would be completely alone. Sandra relaxed a little, guilt tugging at her heart, which some of her employees may say has been replaced by a box freezer. It's more of a mini fridge, she thought to herself, then chuckled, unintentionally out loud at her own joke. Do you think my gesture of kindness is funny? Peggy snapped. I was going to wait until after the new year to do this, but I may as well tell you now. Sandra held her hand up to get Peggy to stop talking. I am so sorry. I just thought of something funny in my mind. I was laughing at my own stupid joke, not your gesture. I really do appreciate you sticking around. As Peggy eased back into the chair, her shy smile made an appearance. It was one of the physical qualities about her secretary that Sandra appreciated the most, because it showed her humility and that she wasn't above doing what was needed to be done to accomplish her responsibilities. What is it you were saying about waiting until after the new year? Never mind, President Davis. I forgot to turn off my mental filter with it being after business hours. Peggy's cheeks reddened as she apologized. Sandra softened, managing a smile of her own. As you mentioned, it is after business hours, and you've been the most integral part of my team for how many years now? Please call me Sandra. She was surprised when Peggy's eyes welled with tears, but was impressed with her secretary's abilities to keep her emotions in check. Now, back to why you're here. You said someone DM'd me because I clicked on an ad? Peggy nodded, smirking a little. A very handsome gentleman by the name of Derek Brooks reached out, wanting to set up a meeting with the firm. Sandra almost fell out of her chair. Where'd that go? Stupid thing. Okay. The Justin Brooks messaged me. Derek Brooks, Justin Brooks. Okay, whatever. It's a first draft. Are you sure it wasn't some automated response? Sandra asked, trying to keep her own emotions in check, and Peggy's excitement wasn't helping. It's absolutely real, Sandra. Justine and I both read it multiple times, and Mr. Brooks comes across as very sincere. Go ahead and pull it up. You'll see. And that's where she got to.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. Whoops, continuity issue. There it is. We always have them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. There was something going on in the chat. Oh, I just realized there's a continuity error coming up. Haha, first draft woes. And Carrie says, Melanie, I feel ya. I just got diagnosed with ADD. If you need some advice, reach out, because right after the beginning, you can feel really confused and really overwhelmed, like being able to know like what your own stuff is and like stuff like that. Charlie says, my old school had heated floors and everyone was like a family there, so my class would regularly walk around without shoes on. That's nice. Carrie, solidarity. It's like a whole new reality. Mint Ghost also has ADHD. A lot of writers do. A lot of creatives in general do. It's the way we're wired. It's our neurodivergence means that we can't focus on anything, but apparently we can see things nobody else can. And that's good and bad. Carrie says, yep, I answered so many questions of habits, procrastination, and inattentiveness I've had as a kid, and that I just thought was laziness. So you have ADHD, predominantly inattentive diagnosis. Same as that's what I have too, because I never had the hyperactivity. I mean, a little hyper, but no more, I think, than any other kid was. But when I got diagnosed with it, my mom was like, she's really not that hyper. But this was when they thought ADD and ADHD were two separate things, and now they're all into one category, just have subcategories. But yeah, I just always thought I was lazy too. Like lazy and didn't like hard work. Melanie felt the same. Carrie says, why I always want to hyper-focus and complete NaNoWriMo every year, but always give up hyper-focus around day 5 or 6. Because it's because you get distracted by something else, and or ADHD people, especially inattentive people, have trouble finishing things.
Yeah.
Here we go. Mitt goes same as well.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I want to hear more. Of which one, Key? I mean, we read a couple. It's also why I'm so random in live stream chats. Me too. Even when I'm on the screen, I'm real random. Oh, okay. So he was talking about, okay, cool. All right. I teach kids. So Carrie teaches kids with learning disabilities. It's so nice to be able to relate to them as a teacher with ADHD type 1. It is. So I went to school for special needs, and the kids I taught were very appreciative of my hearing issues and of my ADHD issues, not to mention my OCD and my, like, all the things. They were like, you're weird like we are. And I was like, yes. I was like, and we're not weird. We're actually the norm. It's the norms that are weird because there's less of them. Melanie also saying same with Nano. I just can't hold out for the full 30 days. I have difficulty holding out for the full 30 days. So Melanie, trouble finishing things. Points to self. But yeah, that is amazing, Carrie. And thank you for being a teacher. It's not easy. You get paid and treated like shit and not appreciated near enough. So I just want to say thank you. We love you and all teachers. And you should be paid more and treated better. Okay, let's do a second sprint with a different prompt. You are more than welcome to use this prompt and roll it into the other thing. It might be a different genre. You know, who knows? Could be fun. Yeah.
I suggest horror.
Wow. It's a random generator. All right. Da, 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 da. If it comes up horror, I'm going to be like, all right, Laura has some
magical powers.
Has some type of magic power. Come on, why is this taking so long to load? Okay. All right, I'm going to go out of it, come back into it. Okay, there we go. And next. And our next prompt will be share the screen.
What genre is it?
It is close, I guess, to horror. It is apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic sci-fi.
Woohoo!
Pretend they got a lot of horror elements in that, so you lucky duck. And this is fun to go off of a holiday romance if you're tying them together. So, writing prompt 605. Nuclear war has irradiated the planet, leaving precious little land that is safe to farm or graze animals. You are part of a surviving colony that is located in the last uncontaminated and fertile region, defending your territory from those who would kill for it. Oh, that's good, Carrie. So Carrie's saying they get paid and treated so much better in Canada compared to how they treat teachers in the UK, where Carrie is originally from. Well, even the UK treats teachers better than the US. So I'm glad. Canada is just awesome. That's all I have to say. Canada's just awesome. And if I ever have the opportunity to actually migrate there, I probably will do so.
I'm working on my citizenship right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And Melanie's like, this is so far removed from what I normally write. Oh, boy. So that can be fun sometimes. It could be really fun to just completely write something that you don't usually write. Okay, so again, we are going to do the 20-minute thing. I've got the prompt on the board. Is it large enough? Can people see it kind of okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sweet. All right, so we are starting this prompt for 20 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sprint. 3 minutes. All right, writing weirdos. How'd everybody do? Did you feel more comfortable with that prompt? Was it? Melanie already told us it was not in her wheelhouse normally, but trying to get there. This was more in my wheelhouse, even though I don't usually do post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic sci-fi type stuff. But it was still more in my wheelhouse. Looks like Carrie ducked out for the night, brain wide awake, but don't want to waste the weekend, get into a late night pattern before work on Monday. That is like the struggle of adulthood right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Melanie is listening to some epic music, powerful gaming movie music to inspire this piece. Cool. Heyo, Just Eva.
Hey.
Good to see you. So Charlie says that they flipped back to the stream to prevent it from freezing, and I low-key thought everyone was frozen. It's because we were thinking. Thinking. Let me take that down. All right, Melanie said 386 words. It isn't much, but it's a start. It's still good. Yeah, sorry, Melanie. I got to like writing in the prompt and completely, totally forgot to actually say the 5-minute mark and stuff. Mangos is like, I actually did this one.
Yay!
I always feel like taking a victory lap when I'm like, I did something. Easier, I think, but I'm not super happy with it. You think any of us are super happy with this prompt? No thought put into it. It's not even a first draft. It's just a brain dump on a page. No, none of us are going to be happy with it. It's going to be like locked in a digital drawer for a long time until we go, okay, I'm going to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Eva almost wrote up a story about giving someone across the border a potted veggie. Is that the largest you could find? I asked when I saw the small bowl, not large enough for substantial roots. But then I went back to scrolling, came in midway and all that. That's okay. All right, Mint goes submitted. Yay, Mint. All right. Spence got some notes to prep for the rewrite of Project Vampire Christmas Romance, Project VCR. Let's see here. Chandra got 354 words this time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think Spence, all of us are super happy about the projects going on. Like that's still going on. I know I am. I can't wait to read it. So, all right. So let me go back to this. Cool. All right. So, how did you do this time, Sokka?
I didn't.
You didn't?
Oh no!
Nothing.
Nothing came. I think I'm just like burnt out tonight.
It happens. I mean, it happens to all of us.
Today was like recovery day for on a lot of fronts, and like I tried to like work on Flambeau a little bit, and like writing just not happening today.
It's okay. I get it. All right. So, Laura, why don't you go ahead and read yours, and then I will read others.
Okay. This one's shorter. It's called Yellow. And this time it's intentionally in second person.
There we go.
Yellow tentacles unfurl from your back as the scent of humans approach. They are coming. You are the first of a new species of hybrids twisted and changed by the irradiation from the nuclear fallout. Many eyes along the new appendages glance in all directions to scout out the approaching varmint. The water is yours. It sings in a sweet voice, its melodies not mutilated like the other springs and rivers. It laps at your bare feet, soothing and pure. The humans cannot hear the songs of nature, but their devices beep and chirp with data and electrical pulses. There is nothing natural about how dependent they are on things of their own make, weak, fragile. A sharp pain strikes your shoulder. A bullet. Bubbling up comes a laugh, distorted from your inhuman vocal cords. They think you can be taken out by mortal weapons. At last, they are in view. You immediately know what to do. The knowledge comes from the patterns of the sunbeams, the dancing of the motes of dust, and the ripples of the water. Your tentacles stretch around you, eyes looking every which way. The onlookers scream in confusion and disdain. They have never seen the like of you before. The screams feed you. The more they fear, the larger you become. Masses shifting, transforming. Fangs of pure dread develop. Your yellow cloak merges with your skin. You see all, and the humans see you. A hail of bullets rains down, sinking into your fleshy tentacles, some piercing the eyes, sending gouts of blood to trail down in mesmerizing patterns in the water deep. Too late, the humans realize their error. They have tainted the water against humans. Your blood is toxic to them. Their cries of despair elate you, fueling your growth even more. The sun absorbs into your writhing tentacles, transmuting into healing energy. Eyes regenerate, and more tentacles sprout. This land is yours. None else shall take your claim.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like.
I was listening to a piece about the Yellow King from Lovecraft, so.
There we go.
Right on.
We got yellow. We got tentacles. We're good.
Exactly.
Melanie is sending love for Sako, saying it's okay that Melanie was burnt out all of last month and it's hard to get back into creative energy mojo. It really is. And I've been burned out for a couple of months now, just from stress and stuff like that. Chandra giving some, ooh, I like it.
Yay.
Melanie, dang, the devil is in the detail.
Thanks.
And Mint Ghost as well. Oh, nice. I like that a lot. It was really good. I did enjoy it quite a bit. Okay, so we're going to read Melly's. And don't forget, we still have to vote on the first one. I don't think we're going to get a third prompt in because we're already pushing the 2-hour mark. I didn't realize we were going to, I thought they'd be shorter and, you know. And
Also, reading the stories takes a second, right?
Yeah, well, I thought they'd be a little shorter. So, yeah, but reading the stories takes a second. So, all right. So Melanie submitted, the sharp end of the blade pressed against my throat. Not enough to break the skin, but enough to make me aware of the fact that my life was no longer in my own hands. Don't do this, Camric, I said between gritted teeth, keeping direct eye contact with him. You'll be sentenced to death for killing one of your own. I was one of the first people to arrive on Mars in 2037 at the age of 13. It's now 29 years later. I'm in my early 40s, and I've been here long enough to know that if you are going to take anyone out, it had better be from a colony that is not your own. I saw you at the North Gate, walking through it from their side. What business did you have there, Thurston? Spittle splashed against my forehead as Camric spoke. Normally I'd wipe it away, but if I even so much as flinched, my head would be decapitated from my neck. That's business you do not need to know of, Cam, keeping my voice even. Why can't you be like all the other residents of Lapis Point and accept that we've managed to gain more than just vegetation in our colony? We can eat meat that gives us real nutrients to fulfill our body's needs. It's like living back on Earth. I stopped myself as Camric's entire body shook. I have to keep reminding myself that he was born here on the Red Planet. He's never seen the vibrant blue skies, nor has he heard the song of the fiery red male cardinal in the early spring. Hell, he doesn't even know what seasons are. It's all the same in Lapis Point, developed under a large dome. Whoa, where'd that go? Large dome designed to keep normal levels of gravity and breathable air thanks to the high tech provided by the federal government. We didn't have to wear our spacesuits unless we had to leave the dome. And for everyday residents, that was next to never. But for me, as part of the first 5, I've always had the responsibility of acting as liaison between the other colonies. For nearly 2 decades, Lapis was considered the only fertile region on the planet, until I learned otherwise from a friend of mine who resides beyond the North Gate.
Nice.
Solid. Good on the no information dumping, good little bits of they're not on Earth and, you know, like little bits of things. Nice. Right. And we are on to Mint Ghost. All right. So Mint Ghost wrote, I heard the rumble of the gates being crashed upon. It was a sound that happened every few weeks or so. They were attacking again, and it had been a cycle that had been burned into my brain. Safety for a few weeks, then absolute panic for a few days. Over and over again since I can remember. I could hear the gunfire even though my small brick and sheet metal home was far from all sides of the perimeter. My father was descended from Abel Cain, one of the first to discover this fertile region after the bombs dropped. Because of this, we had one of the best homesteads, partly because it was placed far from where the outliers normally began their attacks, and partly because we owned the most grassland. Excuse me. The grasslands were the most coveted plots because one could grow oversized vegetables and you could also raise livestock. Arya, go make sure all the sheep are in the safety zone, my mother said in a panic, even though this happened often. No one could ever get used to it. My mother ran off, and I knew she was going to get the bow and homemade arrows she always pointed out the window during these attacks. Yes, ma'am, I said, pulling on my rough leather boots and placing a wool shawl around my thin shoulders. I don't know what my computer's doing. It's just like jumping around. There we go. She wasn't sending me into immediate danger. She was actually in more danger herself defending the house. When the attackers had gotten to our zone before they had first shot up and plundered our home after my mom had run out of arrows and my father spent his ration of bullets trying to keep the 20 wild-looking men at bay. We may have been one of the chosen, but the law said everyone gets the same ration of bullets every month. My own distant relatives had decided that early on in our settlement's history. I walked into the dreary night. I could hear wild shouts, high-pitched and animalistic, as well as grinding metal. Surely they were cutting through our barriers again. Some thought the outliers savage, ignorant brutes, but my father had explained that they were not as primitive as the others in our settlement said. These attackers had somehow figured out how to scavenge for parts and create machines. I shuddered at the scream of the walls being cut. I looked towards the field next to our house and saw that the sheep were all inside the safety zone. A wild dancing laser of neon blue was on all around them. The laser took time to dismantle, which was the reason the attackers always took our livestock last. I raised the solar lantern high and saw that nothing other than the sheep was moving in the field. It was then that I heard a large crash, and the screams became even more raucous from the perimeter. The wind carried the sound and distorted it. It sounded unholy, like demons coming for your very soul. Nice. Nice. I like this. Chandra's enjoying these a lot. And Melanie's like, info dumping is always a problem in the first drafts. So thanks, BC. Mick goes, consistency error coming up. It's okay. It's cool.
All
we
good.
We get it.
And good job, Mint Ghost.
Yes, there's always continuity issues. It's just a thing. I don't know a single writer who's not like, God, I found so many continuity issues in that. All right, so Chandra is next. The gong sounded and he rolled off the bunk, knocked his boots together and slipped them on over his socks. He missed the good old days when he didn't have to sleep in his uniform and he could look forward to eggs and bacon for breakfast. He tied his laces and headed for the mess hall. It was just after 4. He had an hour to eat, fill his pack, and hike out to the wall. The walk wasn't far, but he'd like to be there early. He appreciated it when his replacement was there early enough to catch him up on the night before. Most of the time, it wasn't bad now, but there were still days when survivors would come this way, survivors and attackers. They were all the same. They all brought contamination with them, stuck to their shoes and clothes. Some were just sick and dying, in need of comfort and a place to stay till they passed on, the ones who were unlucky enough to be exposed, but not die right away. They still had no homes, no medical care, no place to go. They weren't the problem. It was the others, the ones who came with guns. Victor pushed through the line, grabbing a bowl of gray goop. The trick was to shovel it down so fast you couldn't taste it. He always did this on the go, turning his steps towards the supply room with a quick stutter step to avoid the small child that had toddled away from its mother. His heart clenched when he inadvertently looked at the tightly closed baby fist. He turned away. He didn't feel like eating his breakfast anymore, but he didn't have the heart to waste good food. He just held it in his hand, not knowing what to do with it, already moving to fill his bag. He was slower with only one hand. Boom! He froze. His bag was only half unpacked. The alarm rang out. He dropped the bowl, shouldered his pack, and grabbed a gun off the rack by the door. He was trained for this. Ooh, hold on. Sorry, guys. All the grow lights went off suddenly. There we go. Okay. Very good. I like that.
I like that one.
Like they were all the same, whether they were survivors or attackers. It's kind of nice. Okay, so we're down to mine now. Dylan wrenched the spear from the fallen man's skull. He wiped it idly on the small patch of soybeans he was the colony's caretaker of. This wasn't his first kill of this week. It wouldn't be his last. Ever since the war decimated life on Earth, there had always been carrion feeders. People who devolved into mindless beasts who infiltrated and stole from those living in the Baranthan region of what used to be known as New Zealand. Back when the world had borders, had countries. Now the only borders were the fertile lands and then the rest of the worldwide decimation. Of course, it was possible there were other fertile areas in the world after the fallout, but it wasn't likely, not judging from the insane methods the scavengers used to make their way to the tiny island. Dylan resheathed the spear in his backside and then wiped his kukri blade in the soy before resheathing it. There would be more, he thought. This carrion feeder didn't look local, and foreigners never braved the ocean's expanse alone. He needed to warn the colony, but first he bent to retrieve the large bag the man had hurriedly been ripping up immature soybean plants and shoving them into. He sighed. He might be able to salvage the plants, but they probably wouldn't thrive. Fucking thieves. Well, his colony knew how to deal with vermin both in the fields and the surrounding areas. Dylan yanked the walkie-talkie from the band at his waist. Maggie? Da? The woman's thick Russian accent clipped the transmission. We've got rats in the fields, he informed her. How many? Unknown. One in the field, already eliminated, but who knows how many came with him. Dylan tied the dead man's satchel to his belt. I suggest letting the dogs sweep the perimeter. They'll get a treat tonight. A lot of treats tonight. She cursed in Russian and said, I'll get the herd put away. That's how far I got.
Nice.
Okay. So we all finally got some death. Okay, so the first prompt on the holiday romance. What we thinking? Have any ideas? Do I need to do any reminders?
I really liked Melanie's.
Which one was that one?
That was the one with Sandra, the CEO.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, like the president of the company, and
Mhm.
I did too. I wasn't exactly what I was expecting. So
Yeah.
I did really enjoy Melanie's, but I have to say that I really, really liked Chandra's as well.
Chandra's was good too.
Yeah, I really like the whole, because we do that on Instagram. We double click something that says, hey, like this, follow it, blah, blah, blah. And you get this very cool thing right out front. And then you don't read the fine print and you're like, no, fuck. So I did like that. All right. So folks in the chat, you can go ahead and, give us your ideas as well. What you think, who won. So I'm siding with Chandra's. I liked Melanie's, but I'm going with Chandra's for my vote for the holiday romance one. Sako's going with Melanie's. What do you think, Laura?
It's so hard. Probably Melanie's.
Melanie's? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what the chat has to say. And
looks like Key is up for it. Melanie likes Chandra's and Laura's.
yeah, so Key like Melanie's. Melanie like Chandra's and Laura's. So we've got 2 votes for Chandra and now 3 votes for Melanie's. And Mint Ghost is pulling a Switzerland here. Everyone did such a good job on both prompts. Yes, they did, Mint. Go ahead and vote.
Yes, they did.
Chandra's saying Melanie. Okay. So that's 4 for Melanie. And Mint Ghost says Melanie. All right. So we got Melanie is the winner of the first prompt.
Yay!
Woo! Yay! Okay. So now we are down to prompt 2. We had more entries this time. So just to remind everyone who entered, excuse me. I entered. Laura entered.
Mint.
Mint Ghost entered.
Chandra
entered. And Melanie entered.
They were also good.
They were. They really were.
The way we've been doing it.
Melanie's blushing.
Aww. The way that we have been doing it is that the hosts are exempt from.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So.
Take me out of that. The hosts are exempt. The co-hosts are not.
No. I think the co-host should be too. Like,
Oh, you think the co-host should be exempt too?
well, that's the way we've done it previously.
Okay.
But you know, like, whatever.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would say Laura. Cough, cough. However,
Cough, cough.
Yellow King reference. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. The Lovecraft. Yeah. Okay, so we got Mint Ghost, Melanie, Chandra.
Damn. Mint Ghost.
So if we need a reminder, Mint Ghost had the rumble of the gates that crashed
Mm-hmm.
and getting the sheep to the safety zone.
Which one was on Mars?
Oh, that's true.
Mars was Melanie's, I believe. Let me just
Mars.
double check that.
Mars was good.
Yes, Mars was Melanie.
Dang it, Melanie. So good.
I knew for being so damned good, Melanie. I have to say, I did really like Melanie's for this one. I
Yeah.
really liked it. Melanie's like, okay, well, since Laura's vote is now null and void, I gotta go with Chandra. Cool. Cool. Yeah, so Chandra's like, damn it, I was gonna vote for Laura too. Eva says Chandra for the second. That's maybe a good idea, Eva. Maybe we should read them all without the author's name given to them
Anonymously.
So I have another Promptathon next Saturday. I'll do it then. That way then. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Cool.
So I voted for Melanie. Melanie is voting for Chandra. Eva voted for Chandra. Yeah, Chandra's on this hand. Melanie's on this hand.
I think Laura and I both voted for Melanie.
Melanie.
Okay, so that makes 3 for Melanie, 2 for Chandra. Anybody else in the chat want to pop up a
Make it a tie.
vote? Oh yeah. Make it a tie so you guys get to watch me do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Actually, I'd have to flip a coin then.
Minko says Chandra.
Minko says Chandra. That makes it a tie. That does make it a tie. Minko's like, hey, I want to vote. That's what I said. Okay, so now we do have a tie. So I'm making it a tie. All right, I got to see if I have a coin.
I found a dime in my laundry today. I'm rich.
Woohoo! You are rich. So I technically have a coin, but they're the coins that have been flattened in a penny machine. They're pennies that have been flattened in one of those penny machines and imprinted with things. I've got a whole bunch of those for some reason. I don't know why I get them, why I collect them.
We used to do that at Disneyland.
Yeah. Our big thing as kids was putting pennies on the train tracks and letting the trains roll over them, and you just have this soft circle that's of it's a write-off.
Heck yes.
Oh wait, Key voted for Mars. That swings
was
another one for
Melanie.
Melanie.
That was the tiebreaker.
That was the tiebreaker right there. But he was like, tiebreak with a battle of words. Okay, but I would do it but Key swooped in there and became the tiebreaker. So only if like Devin swoops back in at the last second, because Devin was here.
And Devin would do something like that.
Devin would, especially if he hears his name and he's like, "What do I got to do?"
Yeah.
Also, Christina could. She was here as well, so just kind of. But as of right now, it's 4 in favor of Melanie, 3 in favor of Chandra's story.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Just Eva says, my friend who has always been here, honestly, and not for fiction, votes for Mars. Just
For
mentioned
not
it.
Mars.
For not Mars. Okay, so that gets us back 4-4.
Right off. Right off.
No, she says, just kidding. No friends. Womp womp.
Okay. Aha. I was going with Scout's honor code that you really had a friend that was just sitting there doing this with you. So, all right, so we're back to 4-3. Wait, I missed your vote. Did I not count right? Well, then that puts us at, yeah, so that still puts us at 4-3. So Melanie wins both prompt 1 and prompt 2 writing.
Woo!
Sweet moment. All right. Melanie, you are the winner. That's good because now we don't have to do like a who won between those two stories, like because that was going to be hard.
Dun, 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 dun.
Extra write-off.
Yeah.
In the style of haiku.
In the style of haiku. And
Eva's like, wow, way to ruin the write-off, Chandra. Gosh. Yay, Melanie. Congrats, Melanie. And, oh my goodness.
oh my gosh.
And Chandra feels, abashed slightly that she
We
ruined
love
her
you, Chandra. Your writing was amazing.
Writing was amazing. Okay, cool. So, sorry we didn't get to a third sprint or a third prompt for tonight, but way more people showed up than I thought and wrote way longer stuff than I thought, and it was all awesome. So it was cool. I liked it. This is fun. Again, I did mention, for those of you who don't know, the May Write a Promptathon is going on all month of May on various people's channels. People are linked down below. There is a master playlist as well, so you can go and see some of the older stuff and what people wrote, etc.
I'm prepared to see the new stuff.
Yes. I am posting again next Saturday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know Ms. Sako will be my guest, and it will be a very special stream because it's Sako's birthday that day.
Which day?
On Saturday.
Mine's
May-
on Tuesday.
May 15th.
Woo! Taurus for the win!
It was my brother's yesterday.
Holy cow.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So Chandra, I was talking about posting writing from prompts on my Patreon. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take a little bit of time, probably the month of June, to flesh these out just a little bit and turn them into a little something and polish them up. They're still going to be really rough and they're not going to be like full stories, but just to kind of get them to a good finishing place and then pop them up on my Patreon. So I'm pretty sure my Patreon link is down below. If it's not, it is on pretty much every other freaking video and stream that I do, but I'm pretty sure it's down there. I think I did that. Oh, Melanie says, this was my first time sharing work with Authortube people, with the exception of one person. So I was super nervous. Aww.
You done good.
You done good. You done good. Eek. So exciting, yes. And there are happy birthdays all around.
Yeah.
Yay!
And yay, Taurians in the house. Key is also a Taurus. April 21st was Key's birthday.
Nice. Cusp baby.
Yep. I am a cusp baby, but I'm a Gemini Cancer cusp. What makes me flighty as fuck, but really sensitive and empathetic with people.
Indeed.
Or the ADHD makes me flighty as fuck. Or it's just a really bad. Maybe I'm just extra flighty. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Melanie is wishing a happy belated to Key, of course. Chandra says, I think that's a great idea. I think I'm going to start doing that. I think it's fun, especially for like when we do like writing prompts like this, or when we just do small stuff that, you know, we're not really planning on doing anything with. I have a whole bunch of short stories that were written off of like a word a day prompt that I did years ago. That's
cool.
They were just writing exercises. I kept them. I edited them, I cleaned them up, but they're not my best writing. They're really not even that terribly engaging of stories. So I don't really actually want to publish them. But they are still stories, and they're okay. So they are going to start going out more on the regular to my patrons, because I'm really bad with Patreon, y'all. Like, really bad. Some people are amazing at it. I'm really bad. Chandra is so glad that Melanie decided to share with us.
Yeah.
Now, Melanie is glad that Chandra shared with us. I'm glad that everybody did participate, that, you know, felt comfortable doing so. He says, I'm stubborn with a temper. Yay! Well, that's what Taurus is very well known for. Melanie, flighty as fuck. Again, points to self. Hi, I'm a Libra with Taurus rising. I'm indecisive and tend to leave things unfinished. So not only do I battle ADHD, I was literally born this way. Yeah, under the right signs. That's for sure. Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for coming out to my writing Promptathon. Yes. For tonight, and I will see you all hopefully again next Saturday. Bring friends, and I'll be able to do this longer next Saturday, because I had told him it was only going to be like an hour and a half, because I thought it was kind of only going to be like an hour and a half. And next week I'm just going to be like, just think it's going to be 3 hours, honey. Just, yeah. So more live streams here, of course, if you want to go do more live streams. Devin Cutting is awesome and has playlists. Okay, so Sako and Laura, I want to go ahead and give you an outro for the people who weren't here for the intros. Laura, go ahead.
All right. My name is Laura Nettles. I have a channel called Laura Nettles. Very creative. I do writing streams usually Mondays and Wednesday evenings, and I have some short stories coming out in anthologies. So follow along the journey.
Yay! All right, Sako, take it away.
Howdy, neighbors. It's Sako to me, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, you can find me at this channel, Sako to me, Cass Voight. There is a link to it in the description below. Also, I will personally be hosting a Promptathon come Monday night.
On Wednesday.
And Laura on Wednesday. So please to be like coming and hanging out and writing Flash.
Yeah.
Mine will be tarot prompts.
Cool. That'll be fun. I like that. All right. And you all know me. I am your writing weirdo, BC Brown of BC Brown Books. And you know, mine was terribly creative too, Laura. My name, and I just tacked books onto the end of it. The things that I write. So I didn't get that creative, but hey, whatever. It's all good. All right. So again, thank you all for coming out and hanging out with me. I love it. I get so much out of just the chats and the streams with the writing community on a whole and Authortube. And I always get something out of like my co-hosts and people that want to come on camera with me and interact with me and deal with my madness. And, you know.
Glorious madness.
Glorious. Well, you know.
None can compare. Fairest of them all.
Yeah. Well, that would also be under that Gemini sign right there too, because we are usually pretty narcissistic and vain. Devin posted Laura's books, a link to Laura's books, so y'all should go check it out. Yeah, I like that. Melody's like, absolutely, we keep things fun. Everybody keeps fun. That thing's fun. All right, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. I am going to go and see what my partner managed to get repotted. And I'm hoping he got all of it done because honestly, I don't want to do it. I'll help him build the moss pole though, because I'm going to have to help him build the moss pole.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, all.
Bye.